Hello everyone, welcome back to the Daily Blend episode 180. I'm your host Oliver and I'm joined as always by Maya. How are you holding up today, Maya?
オリバー、ハロー。今日も元気だけど、とにかく寒いね。暦の上では大寒、つまり1年で一番寒い時期なんだよね。まさにその通りって感じ。
Exactly. It's officially the major cold according to the traditional calendar. I've been wearing 3 layers of sweaters today. But you know, even though it's freezing, January is always a very heated, intense time for students in Japan.
そうだね。この時期といえば、やっぱり共通テストだよね。受験生のみんな、本当にお疲れ様っていう気持ちでいっぱいだよ。
I agree. It's a massive event. And that brings us to our first story. This year, over 495,000 students took the exam across 640 venues. But the biggest talking point isn't the questions, it's the technology. They've introduced AI-assisted grading on a much larger scale this year.
AI 採点？共通テストって膨大な数の答案を機械がチェックするってこと？
Yes, exactly. This exam is a massive standardized test.
スタンダーダイズドテスト？オリバー、それってどういう意味？
Well, a standardized test is an exam that is given and scored in a consistent or standard way for every single person who takes it. Everyone gets the same questions and is graded under the same rules. Think of the SAT in the US or the common test here. It's a fair way to measure everyone on the same scale.
なるほどね。全国一斉に同じ条件で行われる統一テストとか標準化された試験のことなんだ。共通テストはまさにその代表格だね。
Right, and because so many people take it, the teachers have an incredibly heavy workload.
ヘビーワークロード。それはなんとなく想像がつくけど、具体的にはどんな感じ？
So, a workload is the amount of work you have to do. If it's a heavy workload, it means you have way too much to do in a short time. For teachers, grading 500,000 papers by hand is a massive, heavy workload. Using AI helps reduce that stress and pressure on the educators.
確かに50万人分を人間が採点するのは無理があるよね。つまり重い業務負担とか膨大な仕事量ってことか。AI がそれを助けてくれるのはいいことだね。
Definitely. And it's important because this exam is so high stakes.
ハイステークス？ステークスって競馬とかで聞くけど、どういう意味かな？
Good catch. In this context, high stakes means that the situation involves a very high risk or a very important consequence. If you fail a small quiz in class, it's low stakes. But if your entire future university career depends on one exam, it is high stakes. There's a lot to lose if things go wrong.
へえ、つまり一発勝負とか失敗が許されない重大な利害がかかった状況っていうことなんだね。受験生にとってはまさに人生を左右するハイステークスな戦いなんだ。
Exactly. That's why they're moving results 3 days faster this year. It gives students more time to prepare for their next steps. It's a huge shift for such a traditional system.
3日も早く結果が出るのは受験生にとっては心の準備もできるし、すごく助かるだろうね。AI の導入で伝統的な日本の受験文化も少しずつ変わっていくのかもしれない。
It's fascinating to see. From the examination hell to a more tech-driven process. Anyway, while the students are stuck inside taking exams, nature is doing something very surprising outside.
外で驚くようなこと？雪でも降るのかな？
Actually, the opposite. Despite it being the major cold, we're seeing the first signs of spring. The plum blossoms, the ume, are starting to bloom in Atami and Mito.
もう梅が咲いてるの？普通はもっと後だよね。
Yeah, they're blooming about 2 weeks ahead of schedule.
Ahead of schedule。これビジネスでも使えそうな表現だね。
It is. It basically means earlier than planned or expected. If a train arrives early, it's ahead of schedule. Since the plum blossoms usually peak in February, blooming now is definitely ahead of schedule due to the mild January we've had.
なるほど。予定より早くってことね。仕事の締め切りとかでも予定より早く終わりましたって言いたいときに使えそう。
Exactly. And people are so excited that they're starting to flock to places like Atami's plum garden.
フロックトゥ。フロックって鳥の群れのことだっけ？
Spot on. A flock is a group of birds. So as a verb, to flock to somewhere means that people are moving or gathering there in large numbers, like a flock of birds flying together. Everyone wants to see the flowers, so they flock to the park.
へえ、人が群れをなして押し寄せるとかどっと集まるっていうニュアンスなんだ。SNS とかで綺麗な写真が流れてきたらみんな行きたくなっちゃうもんね。
I don't blame them. For many, the plum blossom is the true herald of spring.
ヘラルド・オブ・スプリング。なんだかかっこいい響きだね。ヘラルドってどういう意味？
A herald is like a messenger or a sign that something is coming. So a herald of spring is a sign that winter is ending and spring is on its way. In the UK, we often say snowdrops are the herald of spring. In Japan, it's definitely the sweet smell of the plum blossoms.
春の訪れを告げるものか。素敵だね。桜もいいけど、まだ寒い時期に凛と咲く梅を見ると、もうすぐ春が来るんだなんて勇気づけられる気がするよ。
Well, I think we all need a bit of that spring energy right now. Before we wrap up, let's quickly review today's expressions.
はい、復習タイムだね。今日は受験と季節のニュースから6つの表現を学んだよ。少しゆっくりめにおさらいしよう。
Number 1. Standardized test. This is an exam given in the same way to everyone, like a national entrance exam.
スタンダーダイズドテスト、統一テストや標準化された試験のことだね。
Number 2. Heavy workload. This refers to having a very large amount of work to do.
ヘビーワークロード、重い業務負担とか膨大な仕事量っていう意味だったね。
Number 3. High stakes. We use this for situations with serious risks or very important consequences.
ハイステークス、重大な利害がかかったとか失敗できない一発勝負のような状況のことだね。
Number 4. Ahead of schedule. This means happening earlier than expected or planned.
アヘッドオブスケジュール、予定より早く、前倒しでっていう意味だね。
Number 5. Flock to. This means to gather or move to a place in large numbers.
フロックトゥ、何々にどっと押し寄せる、大勢で集まるっていうニュアンスだね。
And finally, number 6. Herald of spring. A sign or messenger that spring is about to begin.
春の訪れを告げるもの、春の先駆けっていう素敵な表現だね。
Great job today, everyone. I hope you can use some of these when talking about the news or the changing seasons.
受験生の皆さんは体調に気をつけて、あと少し頑張ってね。そして梅を見に行く人は風邪をひかないように暖かい格好で。
Stay warm, keep practicing your English, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.
バイバイ。